Evening. I would like to welcome everybody to the Sylvania City Council meeting for June 16, 2025. And I would like to have the clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Hanson?
Here.
Mr. Hanem and Mr. McCann are both absent.
They're excused.
Mr. Murphy?
Here.
Mr. Richardson?
Here.
Ms. Stout? Here. Mrs. Westphal?
Here.
5 members of Sylvania City Council are present, therefore a quorum does exist. So this evening we will have our Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. McCann was originally on the as the person, but I'll ask Mr. Murphy to lead us this evening.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I have nothing to add to the agenda, Mrs. Westphal.
Nothing. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Other members of council? Hearing none. Mr. Sanford?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Captain Haas?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Shaw?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Schroyer?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Ms. Browning?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the council agenda for June 16th as submitted?
So moved.
Second. A motion and a second to approve the council agenda for June 16th as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to the approval of the meeting minutes. Mrs. Westphal.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move approval of the Sylvania City Council meeting minutes for the meeting held June 2nd, 2025 as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes for the council meeting of June 2nd, 2025 as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to Mr. Shaw with agenda item number 5.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In front of you tonight is our final change order on the pumping station roof replacement project that we administered this year. As a reminder, we had 3 pumping stations that were included with this project. We did our Monroe pumping station, sanitary sewer, and we did 2 water locations as well. All the work items have been completed on the project, and in front of you is our final change order request, which is an increase of the contract amount in the amount of $1,248. We had a contingency item for decking replacement underneath the rubber membrane. We included, I believe, 1,000 units for that in the project, and we used just over that. We used a few ticks over that, which resulted in the $1,248 increase. So I would be happy to answer any questions council members may have.
Members for Mr. Shaw. Hearing none, we have ordinance number 69, 2025 for consideration. Ms. Stow.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to introduce ordinance number 69-2025 and read by title only. Authorizing the mayor and director of finance to approve change order number 1, final, to this city's agreement with Freedom Roofing, Windows and Siding, LLC for the pumping station roof replacement project to provide for 1 quantity overrun, increasing the contract amount by $1,248, appropriating funds therefore. I move for passage of ordinance number 69-2025 as an emergency measure.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 69, 2025 as an emergency measure. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to agenda item number 6, drainage easement. Mr. Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Back in front of you from when we were here March 17th, getting our first easement on this effort secured. This one is to secure our last easement needed over at the Frickers property to do some rehabilitation work on our storm sewer that's in that area. We started this process 355 days ago. I would have been told crazy if it would have taken us almost a year to get 2 easements, but that's how it goes sometimes. So nonetheless, here we are. This is our last one. This was actually on the restaurant site. This is the most important one to get for the project, since this is the portion on the site or of the storm sewer where we've got the worst condition of storm sewer that needs to be dig and replaced. So about 66 feet are on this portion of the property. Easement allows us the ability to get in here not only to perform the work, but get in there down the road for the next 6 service directors to maintain the sewer and do whatever it is they need to do. So we have worked with Baumgartner LLC. As a reminder, there are two different owners that we were working with here. That was really the reason for the long delay. So Baumgartner has reached an agreement with us in the amount of $1,136 for this easement. This was a known expense in our 2025 budget. It's funded from the 401-7510-53501 account. So I would be happy to answer any questions on this portion of it, which is our easement.
Any questions for Mr. Shaw?
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Hanson?
Mr. Shaw, you mentioned the two owners, and I just had a question around that. So one owner owns the lot that the building is on, the other owner owns the empty lot?
That's correct.
And there's no affiliation between the two?
There's a loose affiliation between the two. I don't know that either of those entities talk well amongst each other, which I think was the reason for the long delay. So,
Other questions for Mr. Shaw? Hearing none, we have ordinance number 70, 2025 for consideration. Mr. Hanson?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to introduce by title only ordinance number 70-2025, accepting an easement from Baumgartner LLC for drainage and storm sewer purposes, dedicating the easement for public purposes, appropriating funds therefore. I move for passage of ordinance number 70-2025 as an emergency measure.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 70, 2025 as an emergency measure. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. And ordinance 70, 2025 is approved as an emergency measure. Moving on to agenda item number 6C. Mr. Shaw.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. And the most important piece of this is to actually get in and be able to fix the storm sewer that is in really bad shape. So Ohio Excavating, we reached out to about a year ago to get a quote for them to do the work. Again, they're going to be replacing a 24-inch sewer, basically from catch basin to catch basin. If you're looking at the site, it's the drive to your right or the drive furthest to your west. So the sewer is about 10 foot below grade, which is a little deep for our guys to do. We do okay in that 5 to 8 foot range. Once you have to put two boxes on each other, it starts to get a little away from what our capabilities are internally to do. So we did reach out about a year ago, got a quote. I asked for an updated quote since it took longer to get this moving. So I did get an updated quote from Ohio X in the amount of $42,900. And again, this was a known expense in our 2025 budget, and the account number is listed there that we propose to do the work from. So be happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Mayor?
Ms. Snell.
Mr. Shaw, I'm just curious, how did the quote change since last year?
Maybe $1,000 to $1,500. Yeah. I think the original one was 40, 41, something like that.
If I recall, Mr. Shaw, you had mentioned that they're already in the city working on other stuff, so.
Yep, great point. They are hired to do Silvertown's water line replacement. That's going to start here probably right after the 4th of July holiday. They're doing a sanitary sewer extension over on Centennial, and then to do this as well.
Any other questions for Mr. Shaw? Hearing none, we have ordinance number 71, 2025 for consideration. Mr. Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to introduce by title only ordinance number 71-2025, accepting the proposal of Ohio Excavating for storm sewer replacement at 6339 Monroe Street, Sylvania, Ohio, appropriating funds therefore in the amount of $42,900. I move for passage of ordinance number 71-2025 as an emergency measure.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 71, 2025 as an emergency measure. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. And ordinance number 71, 2025 is approved as an emergency measure. Moving on to agenda item number 7, Main Street Reconstruction Project final. Mr. Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Project started last July, if you recall, right around July 15th. We did really good and got about 98% of the project completed, with the exception of just some restoration that we couldn't get grass to come and seed and take hold in December of last year. So held the contract open through the spring months, and we finally were able to get us to come back in and take care of that work. Grass is growing. We're good to move forward with our final change order. So this one is our final one on the project, number 3. This one is a really small amount, $1,485, really all tied to 2025 with the project. So all in all, on a tough Main Street project with an old sewer system, weird things that go on with the pavement underneath, we were about 6.5% over the original contract amount, which is okay. I'd like to see that number a little bit better, but working on such an old road, not surprising, at least to me. So this one will increase our final contract amount from $1,124,516.33 to $1,126,001.33. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Shaw from members of council? Hearing none, we have ordinance 72, 2025 for consideration. Mr. Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is ordinance number 72, 2025. I will read by title only. Authorizing the mayor and director of finance to approve change order number 3 final to this city's agreement with Geddes Paving and Excavating for the Main Street reconstruction project for the additional seeding and mulching, increasing the contract amount by $1,485, appropriating funds therefore, and I move passage as an emergency measure.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 72, 2025 as an emergency measure. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. And ordinance 72, 2025 is approved as an emergency measure. And moving on to agenda item number 8, we have petition for zoning ordinance amendment, SUP 2, 2025. Normally, Mr. Heenan does this because of his share of zoning and annexation, but this time we have a request for this. Mr. Shaw, this is just for setting the public hearing, correct?
Two things, setting the public hearing and then a referral to our planning commission for review and recommendation.
Okay. Ms. Dow, would you be willing to make those motions?
Sure. I move to refer the petition for ordinance number SUP-2-2025 of Perrysburg Energy to the Planning Commission for review.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to refer SUP 2, 2025 to the Municipal Planning Commission for consideration and recommendation back to council. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. And that meeting will be, hold on.
Well, I still have to move for the
I
public.
know. That would be the 9th, correct?
I believe so, July 9th.
It's one week later than that, might be the 16th.
Might be yeah, it's the 16th, you're correct, Joe. Yep.
This is Molly, I think, is here.
Hmm?
Here on this issue. I don't know if she wants to make any comments.
Sure.
Do you know?
Um,
Molly Thompson.
Yeah, absolutely. So typically there's no need to, but you're welcome, Molly, to make I know who she is, so you're welcome to make comments if you'd like, but we're gonna put this on for a public hearing here in a moment but you're welcome to make a comment or two if you'd like to.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
You have to come up and identify yourself for the record, please.
Good afternoon or good evening, council members. My name is Molly Thompson. I'm the CEO of Perrysburg Energy Solutions. And if you don't know our company, you might know some of our work. We are currently lighting the Glass City Riverwall, the big mural, and powering it with a solar array along the Maumee River. And now we are also working with the Sisters of St. Francis to help develop and lead their solar initiative. And we are thrilled to be working with the city of Sylvania in accordance with the Laudato Si encyclical through the Sisters of St. Francis. It was mandated by Pope Francis, and it was created as a way to care for our common home, which is Earth. And so we have helped to develop a project that will provide decades, many years of economic, environmental, and social impact for the sisters. And so we're thrilled to be part of this project, and I'm happy to answer any questions here this evening. We're starting with a 475 kilowatt carport in the parking lots B and C on the Lord's campus, which we expect to have completed this year.
Questions from members of council?
I have a quick question, Mr. Mayor.
Certainly.
Molly, it looks like there's several environments based on this space. Are you going to do this in other parts of the parking lot of the Franciscan Center, or is this just going to be isolated to one area?
That's a great question. So this particular project is just the parking lots B and C, which are like this, as you can see in the rendering. But the sisters have asked us to look at what is all that we came in to say, what's possible? What is all the solar that we could put on the campus? So we're doing a comprehensive energy audit, which should be finished in the next week, to help them understand what their current energy landscape is. And then we're looking at a few other potential options that would happen after this one. But the SUP for today is just for parking lots B and C.
Other questions? Thank you very much. Appreciate the information.
Thank you.
Ms. Stout, would you like to set a motion for the public hearing?
Would be happy to. I move for a September 2nd, 2025 public hearing for the petition for zoning ordinance amendment number SUP-2-2025 from Perrysburg Energy.
We have a motion to set the public hearing for.
Set the time. 7 o'clock seems all right. Here at the council chambers.
So we have a motion to set the public hearing for September the 2nd, Monday, Tuesday, September. I'm so used to Monday. Tuesday, September 2nd at 7 p.m. here in council chambers. I need a second for that, don't I? Do I?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve or set the public hearing for September 2nd, Tuesday at 7 p.m. here in council chambers. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried, and we have the clerk, would you please advertise that
Yes.
for the record?
Will
Thank
do.
you. And obviously, the next step will be the meeting in a month or so. Okay, great, thank you very much. Moving on to agenda item number 9, we have some obsolete equipment for consideration. Mr. Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Few items from our Parks Department as well as streets here. Our 1989 leaf loader has ran its course through the streets and now the Parks Department, which is no longer needed. They have an aerial forklift platform, which we had been using until recently and had learned that this particular device was not rated for the forklift that it's being used on. So we're kind of moving that to the side, and then the 26 capital improvement budget will have a forklift attachment that can be used appropriately for that device. So this one we can't use anyways right now, so it's okay to move that one to Gov Deals. And then we have signs that came from our parks, all of our parks around town. We recently replaced those. If you've seen, some of those have new brownish looking colors to them to signify our city parks. So the signs that were, the old ones we pulled, and those are sitting aside. Sometimes people in the city like replicas like that. So we moved those to the side, and those will be moved to Gov Deals. Valuable stuff in the streets department. We have an international plow truck, our 2007 is on there, as well as our tandem, 2 axles in the rear. Our 2009 vehicles are there. Our new vehicles that we purchased this year are in, so we can move those to Gov Deals. So be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Mr. Shaw? Ms. Snow?
Mr. Shaw, I'm curious, those signs that you set aside, how do you tell others that you have them if they want them?
These are listed as for public bidding on there,
Oh, so this is all a part of it, sorry. Okay.
Right, yep,
Got it.
just as we do any other piece of equipment with Gov Deals, yep.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions from members of council? Hearing none, Mr. Murphy, would you be willing to make a motion to put these on Gov Deals?
I would like to introduce by title only ordinance number 73 for 2025.
Nope,
No, just, all we need is the motion.
that's okay. Number 9.
All right. Where did I go here?
Yes,
Sorry,
I've
I
got
scrolled too far.
Or did I? No, that's also done in now.
Yeah.
It's just a motion.
You can just read it
All
on
right.
here.
Yep, number 9.
Thanks. Motion for service director's letter requesting obsolete equipment to be put on govdeals.com for disposal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to place various items from Mr. Shaw's memo to the mayor and city council on 6/16 on govdeals.com. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Shaw. And moving on to ordinance number 73, 2025, then and now certificates for consideration. Mr. Schroyer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. These are there's just 2 of them on the list this month. These are updated, these are the now certificates that administration recommends approval.
Any questions for Mr. Schroyer?
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Hanson?
More of a question on the process, just because I know we're changed a little bit over the last couple of meetings. We were caught through the end of May at the last meeting.
Yep.
And it looks like this will catch us up through, present. But is the intent to have this at every meeting or monthly?
Monthly.
Monthly.
Yeah. We're required by the ORC to put them within 30 days. So we had to do 2 kind of back-to-back because
Okay.
we have a break, so.
Because we don't have a
Yeah.
meeting, the first meeting in July and August, we don't have that. So we had to basically to get that inside that window, we had to put these couple on.
That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions for Mr. Schroyer? Hearing none, we have ordinance number 73, 2025 for consideration. Mrs. Westphal.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to introduce ordinance number 73-2025. I'll read by title only. An ordinance to authorize and ratify the execution of then and now certificates by the finance director and the payment of amounts due for various purchase orders. I move passage of ordinance number 73, 2025 as an emergency measure.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 73, 2025 as an emergency measure. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Ordinance 73, 2025 is approved as an emergency measure. Are there, this is towards the end of our agenda, are there any committee reports to come before council? Any committee referrals? Hearing none, I wanted to point out that we have some minutes from the Board of Architectural Review and the Municipal Planning Commission for your review.
And I have copies for everybody that wants them.
So if you are interested in seeing those in hard copy, let us know. With that, we've come to the end of our agenda. Is there anything else to come before the council? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. And we are adjourned into our next meeting, which is Monday, July 21st.